Hi and welcome to another edition of winemastery.co.uk. My name's John Lightfoot and this is
John Murphy.
And we're here tonight to talk about Shiraz. So John, what's the first one?
Our first Shiraz is a very interesting, I've said it interesting so many times now, but interesting because it's from New Zealand, the Matakana estate, which is going to be very, very, very interesting. So let's get a glass.
Yep. Oh.
Now they do actually, one thing they do call, it's not actually called a Shiraz, it's called a Syrah from New Zealand, and also the French call Shiraz Syrah. It's exactly the same grape, just a different name.
Yeah, it's the other countries. I've seen it on other labels as well, Syrah. I just assumed it was a completely different grape.
No.
No?
Exactly the same, there you go, sir.
Thank you very much. Are we going to look at the colour?
We are indeed going to look at the colour.
Let me give the viewer a closer look. I'll put this on the screen so you can see it.
Okay.
So.
Can you see that? Well, it does come through very good there. You know, I would describe that as probably, it's not an intense, like, vibrant colour that, but I would probably stick that as just purple. I'd stick that purple.
Very dark, yeah.
Yeah, it's not, but it's not like bright or shining or intense. Really, quite flat actually, if I'm honest. However,
okay.
I expected that to be brighter. However, let's have a little smell.
Oh yes, the
Get
smell.
that nose in there.
Get that nose. Your right nostril.
I was going to do that as well.
Do all professionals use the right one?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think that.
But I think you're right. I think they do go to one side.
It's just a look, probably. A look.
That's probably, yeah.
Right. That is quite an obvious Shiraz for me.
Is it?
Yeah, because it smells very spicy.
Okay.
Or about cracked black pepper.
Cracked black pepper.
It's quite a powerful smell as well. Like a lot of red wines tend not to be like. I can smell the alcohol in there, which is not particularly a good sign if you can smell the alcohol.
Is it not?
No, I wouldn't say.
Does that mean it's cheap?
No, not really. It just masks a lot of the other kind of smells in there.
Oh right, so
you're not pulling the rest out.
Subtle.
No.
Okay.
But
I'm not doing too well so far in using them.
No, don't tell him. But almost like a touch of like aniseed. If you know what I mean by aniseed, medicinally, almost. However, it is obviously Shiraz, so that's a good thing that you can smell it in there. Once we start drinking more, you'll be able to do this.
Well, okay.
You will, I promise. You'll all be able to.
Because I can smell. Oh, I'm not getting the cracked pepper other thing at the moment.
No, what about?
Maybe I'm out of training because it's been a while since we did this, guys. So,
It has.
Yeah.
What about leather? Again, because leather really comes through.
Do you know what? I'm going to get a bit of leather.
Okay.
For the next one time we do a red, and I'm going to lick it before I try this.
Don't you just smell it? Don't lick it. That's another video.
No.
It's up to you completely. Who am I to judge? Well, let's have a go.
Okay.
Right, that's much lighter.
Much softer than I expected.
Yeah, and especially being a Shiraz as well. Shiraz stereotypically tend to be quite big and powerful grape, but saying that, it's coming through quite powerful. It's like an after flavour. Probably the initial kind of bite isn't too much or not too powerful. That now the oak does come through in that. That has definitely been in oak. I think that's been in oak for 12 months in French oak as well. The young French oak is quite, with it being young, imparts quite a lot of flavour into the wine.
Really? So young oak it gives more flavour than older?
Yeah, definitely, because the older one obviously is kind of like, it's already done its business. It's done what it has to do. There's not much left in there, so obviously the younger oak has much more flavour going in there. And that quite comes through as well on the tannins. But it is light. I'd describe that as quite raspberry-ish, which I'd never describe a Shiraz as being.
Yeah, I can see the raspberries, yeah. Well, I can taste the raspberries.
And as it's
I think one thing I noticed this going back to, I think it was episode 8 when we were talking about the Chablis.
Yeah.
There were lots of different tastes going on afterwards, whereas this seems to be constant through stays the same taste.
Yeah.
Stays.
It's not over complex. It's not much more. It's not very subtle.
No.
But then that's a Shiraz in general is quite a powerful in your face
You
job.
just dunk. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very nice. Yeah.
And quite, well, something else that surprised me in there as well. Usually Shiraz has quite powerful tannins. That again, that dry edge that comes through, and although that edge is there, it's not overpowering. So that would be described as well balanced because the power of the kind of the flavour of the wine is taking on those tannins quite well. So all in all, I would describe it as a fairly well balanced wine and quite. It is actually interesting.
Yeah. Because
there's a lot going on there. Some things I did expect, some things I didn't. But I mean, if you are starting and drinking wine, I don't know if you are liking the fuller flavours, this is something I would go for and give it a go, definitely.
What would the viewer expect to pay for this?
And this is a retail about $14.99.
Okay, so it's not a cheap wine.
I say about $14.99. It's exactly $14.99.
Well, if you're looking overseas, of course, it's pound sterling. It will all fluctuate depending on the currency, which is why you said around.
Yes, thank you, John. Something else you'll get if you kind of give it a rest and leave it for a second, then just kind of explore what's going on a little bit more there.
Okay.
I think as it does rest, I'm finding a little bit more vanilla in there, which I think the Shiraz is quite famous for.
Is it?
They always have that vanilla and that black pepper more on the nose, but I usually can get it in the flavour, but that didn't have that.
No, I can't get the vanilla.
Don't worry.
No. And actually, the taste is gone now.
Ah.
It's gone.
Well, it's the move.
Just after, yeah.
Well, so, yeah, as a Shiraz, I would have expected more in that from the part, but that oakiness still sits there with me. There comes more tobacco-y. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Slowly.
And it's very subjective. People get what they want from what I taste, you might not taste, and vice versa. So
Yeah.
including wagon wheels.
Including wagon wheels, yeah. I can't taste wagon wheels in this one.
No.
More like polo.
Fair dues. But that was quite. I tell you what is in there, which some people describe as they have a rubbery. See, a lot of people say it tastes rubbery like tyres. Have you ever heard that? People.
No.
Okay. Well, I hear that quite a lot.
I can understand. Walking into a tyre shop, in the garage.
Yes.
No.
I tell you what. Why don't we move on to part 2?
We'll move on to the next one. We'll move on to part 2. We'll see you in part 2.
See you about chin chin.
Cheers.